boy, here we go. Go ahead and hit that off early. What up, Joyce? What up? I had to push back the time that I started. I got my parents here, so I was in there eating dinner with them. Doing a little family thing while they here. We're gonna actually celebrate Thanksgiving. What is it? What's today? Sunday? I think Wednesday, and then they leave actually on Thanksgiving. Make a little poll for y'all. First of all, was the finale what you guys were expecting? Because there was a lot of things I did not expect to happen. But a few things I did call out, and I'm going to talk about those. Y'all know I think I got like an 83% accuracy when it comes to predicting what's going on in these shows. Let me see. Open up this hard drive. Oh boy. All right. We can go ahead and we can probably start early because I still got to do I think I'm gonna do the after show for Power Book 2, the premiere probably tomorrow on Monday. I don't know. We'll see. Terry irritates me, man. Terry's young. You got to remember, Terry is only about 15, 16 years old when this is taking place. BMF was on point tonight. B Mickey shocked me. I can't believe he. Hey, man, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Make sure when you guys come in, we hit those like buttons. We can be sipping a little bit tonight. Not no hard liquor or nothing. Just something light. Kim, yes, I finally caught you live. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to do this every Sunday night. Of course, next Sunday, it'll be Power Book 2, Episode 2. Kato and Lamar. Y'all know how we do this. Put who y'all want to talk about first in the comments, and that's who we're going to talk about. Because there's no order in the after show discussion. We talk about what we want to talk about in here. That's what the recaps are for if you want to go in order. We'll be at 11. We'll let a few more people get in here, and then we'll get started. But I want to know who y'all want to talk about.
BMF stands for Black Mafia Family, and it represents everything we about to.
Season finale. Now, I wish they would have gave us more episodes. 8 episodes isn't enough, but you already know how they do. They just threw out 8 episodes for us to get a feel of how the show was going to be. Now, I think season 2, when they drop that, hopefully it's about at least 10, maybe 12 episodes. It really depends because the older Meech that we've seen, I don't know how I feel about wanting him to carry a show. I'd rather see them as young, you know what I'm saying, make them look older. I mean, of course, Big Meech was actually way bigger than what Lil Meech is right now. Who the hell decided to make DC Young a character in BMF? I mean, he's in that network, so you can pretty much assume that since he's in BMF, 50 is gonna put him in some other show that he has, because he's making those connections. 50 and Nick Cannon, they have like a little fake beef online, but they don't have any issues with each other. And DC, he's up under Nick Cannon, so he's probably going to get a show or something, at least be a reoccurring character on like a different show that 50 has. Oh yeah, you already know, Joyce. Charles is gonna take that settlement money. He's gonna need him a cut of the pie. But we'll go ahead and get started. What were y'all expecting when Kato met up with Lamar? Now, we already know Lamar, he has nothing to lose at this point. He's out in the streets. He ain't got nowhere to go. 12th Street don't mess with him. Tiny and them shot him up. He's on the run. Now, me personally, if I'm Kato, I wouldn't even trust being around Lamar by myself. He done snuck in to be Mickey's house. He wants you to get Meech. Come on, Lamar. You want Kato to get Meech? You supposed to get Meech and she get Terry, or you get both of them and then she can get B Mickey. But sending her to get Meech, that ain't gonna happen. He walking around. I seen somebody asking how long do you think Lamar could go with being shot like that without being stitched up? But I mean, it's just in the shoulder. You could put something on it. You ain't really got to stitch it up that much, but you know what I'm saying? If you can stop the bleeding, you good, because there ain't no artery or nothing up there. That arm will start getting weak though. I know that. But she's over here lying. We know that she was trying to set him up, talking about, look, Meech is meeting the plug tonight. This is what we gonna do. But Lamar, he was already thinking it. And one thing I seen that Lamar said was, if this is, you know what I'm saying, if you're trying to cross me, I'm gonna get you. No, if she crossed you, it's gonna be over. There's no coming back from it, Lamar. But in his head, he still feels like, I can do what I can do. But we know that ain't really gonna happen. They straight swagger jacked Omar with Lamar character. Yeah, we called that out. Hell, even so, the only difference is Lamar has a miniature fro. Omar had the short hair and was bald sometimes. But they both wore them do-rags. They both got the trench coat. They both had that shotgun. He was the real thing. But 50 was smart with that. Drawing from Omar, it was like, okay, I can bring in the crowd, especially the fans of Omar. They're like, oh, shoot. You know what I'm saying? We got Lamar. Same thing. Omar, Lamar. You know how it is. Yep. You call it Southeast. That wave cap. It's all the same. But y'all don't know, man. It's just, where is it at? Let me see. I gotta find crew. Where's the crew? Crew is out. Crew's out. But right after that, they ain't playing around at all. They trying to lock down everybody that has something to do with this murder, throwing them all in jail. They even got the guy that was helping Terry out. He told the police exactly where he was. Oh yeah, Terry, he has an algebra at this time. He should be in the hallway where they're breakdancing at. I'm talking about this early in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. You got kids in the middle of the hall breakdancing, spinning on their head. If I'm the teacher or the principal, I'm coming out there like, hey, come on, y'all got to get this. Y'all can go do that outside on the grounds, but not in the hallway. Come on now. They got one random picture up in the hallway too. I hope next season isn't so predictable. Yeah, I think with next season, if they do pick up, like once they get older, it'll be a little bit different because no one really knows that story in between what happened in season 1 and what happened towards the end when they got arrested. Like all of this was filling in, but we could kind of predict what was going on. I will say, I didn't think that they would show Meech getting a body. I didn't think they would have him shooting anybody. I thought be Mickey or somebody would have came and got Lamar. But even if you looked at the recap, you hear me say, this is fictional. because they're not going to put any real bodies. And Lamar's real name is Leighton. He's alive in real life, so they could do a fictional killing like that in the show. Even though I still feel Lamar's death to be a little more dramatic. That's what I was thinking too. I was about to say, I still feel like they should have kept Lamar at least till season 2 and gave us 1 or 2 episodes and then got rid of him. But like I mentioned earlier, with it only being 8 episodes and it's the first season, they had to try to squeeze everything into this little bit amount of time because they didn't know if they were going to get renewed for season 2. But they did within the first episode. I knew they would because the real Lamar is alive. Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying. They could do a fictional death because the real Lamar is alive. So, there's no ties where you get in any trouble for it. But I was thinking, hey, they get in the shootout. Lamar shoots Kato. He runs off or something. I think I got that. Let me see. Yeah, Lamar showing up. And he already knew. Man, this is probably a setup. When he first got there, he looking around the wall. He done been stitched up by Ashy Larry. But when he gets there, he's like, man, this may be a setup. So what's the first thing he do? He goes and gets Kato because he's like, man, hell, if I'm going out, Kato going out with me. Now, we aren't sure that Lamar died. We aren't even sure that, we know Kato died because Detective Bryant was talking to B. Mickey about that at the end. We know for sure that pistol is the same pistol used to kill J-Mo. It's the same pistol that you killed Kato. He was supposed to be and get rid of this. We 8 episodes in. 2 months? We could say it's 2 months that the show went on. And in real time, it's probably 3-4 months. And he kept the same dirty pistol. That blew me that Lamar had his jewelry on all the time. Well, hell, everybody had it on. Meech had the big M on. T, even when T's going into the to talk to the lawyer, he got his chain on. Yeah, Kim. Everybody was feeling that gun was going to get him caught up. We all knew, hey, man, get rid of that. In digital, when you say they're moving to Atlanta in season 2, do you think that it's still going to be these younger actors playing it? Or are we going to see it's going to change and say 3 or 4 years later, and then they show Meech already down there and we're seeing the older one? I would like to see the younger dudes at least get 2-3 episodes, maybe halfway, and then transition over into the older Meech and then go into season 3 so they both get a season and a half. Let me see. Brooke, since Southwest, aka Terry, has decided to go legit with Pops Charles, what does that mean for the connection T has with Big L? Well, if you watch any of the documentaries, this car service that they have, they actually start using these car services to transport drugs. Whoever was one of the main limo drivers, he actually has a documentary on Amazon, and he talks about how he had different compartments and he would put those limos on the road and stuff. So they would transfer things from Atlanta up to Memphis, throughout different places throughout the United States. So I think that would be a good thing. You also heard Meech at the end of the episode say, hey, man, good. If you use those cars, my boy, Duke, he hooked up my stash for my gun. Now, hopefully they do a better job than what they did with B. Mickey's, because Detective Bryant seen that gun and was like, oh, man, that little stash spot that you had, easy work. We found that. But the car service is a good way to go legit, though. Let's just be honest. Because when they pulled up and they seen these limos, y'all may hate Charles, but Charles, he thinks. He's like, man, I can get my kids out of here. We can make easily $100,000 a year. And what he's saying is you'll be in the black because they got $150,000 to invest. If they make $100,000 in the first year, they pretty much cleared everything that they spent. Rodriguez, glad Lamar got it. I've been waiting for merch to get him, or Meech to get him. Just as a fan of the show, I was waiting. Yeah, I will say though, I'll give all of these actors, especially all the new ones, credit. They did a hell of a job with their acting and giving us a show. But let's be real, Lamar is the villain of 2021. He set the standard of how a villain should be. He was believable, and he was really about that action. He was not one of these villains that they'll hold someone captive and they'll figure it out and then the good guys come. No, 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 no. If something needed to be done, whether it was his friends, enemies, he was getting it done. Do I think Mickey would flip on Meech? To be honest with you, no. I don't think he will flip just because we're getting a season 2, and in real life, we know Meech didn't get caught with no bodies or anything, and he didn't go to jail till 2005. So, no, I think in the show, Mickey may just take those charges, and that'll be the end of him, and that'll be the reason they get up out the city, just in case he does try to flip. But I don't see him actually flipping on him, just out of loyalty, and he can get touched in jail. It's just the way Charles handles situations. It's like, yeah, let me see. Charles over here, as soon as he heard $250,000, Charles changed up quick, didn't he? He went from being aggressive to seeing that $250,000. Oh, Karen, I like to apologize for you of how I've been recently. I know I came off wrong and it wasn't right. I was just upset, and you know how my family is. Now he cares for the kids. Now he's on, oh yeah, man, Meech, he's a good kid too, you know what I'm saying? But once they got that money and he got to the house, he came up with his own little plan. What'd he tell her? He said, they don't deserve that money. They don't deserve it. After all they put us through. Lucille's like, this ain't our money. Come on, Charles, this is not your money, man. After all they put us through, they ain't gonna give us this money. Charles had that money planned out. What Kanye say? I have a problem with spending my money before I get it. Charles seen that too. Look at his face. He looking at them documents. Oh, we about to eat good in the neighborhood. The house is paid for. We got 150,000 coming in. Ooh wee. Mickey need to go. Lamar is still alive. Pops is slimy. Don't use your sons. I hope Mickey don't flip. Should have took that. Well, they got rid of Lopez on accident. Kato did. It was going to be hard to get rid of Bryant. If they would have got, with Lopez getting killed, that already brought a lot of attention on him. But with Detective Bryant getting killed, they were definitely going to look in more to Meech and Terry, just for the simple fact that Lopez has already told, hey, Commander Beckwith, I don't want to be the one to say this, but Detective Bryant, he's out there working directly with Meech and them. I seen him give him a package. So they're going to be on him. Hey, if you're in here, let's hit those likes. Let's try to get them up to 15 likes. We got 26 people in here. Thank you kindly. I deeply appreciate that. Meech not Meech, but heck, I can call him Papa Meech. Charles, he got that little smirk on his face. He looking around like, we got some money. Oh, and Lucille, you looking good, honey. Hey, Charles, you don't live here. You do not live here. I think 50 Cent is going to drag this series out so we can see them in Detroit for 2 more seasons with the same people. That's what I'm thinking digital. They're going to give us at least Lil Meech acting just a little bit more just because it's his dad's show. They're going to give him a little bit more, and it's probably going to be showing them transition and then whatever they do with Big L, because we can't just jump straight to Atlanta and not know what happened with Big L, what happened with the car service that they're trying to start. So they're going to have to show us something, at least building up. I say we could do a season and a half the season with them, and then boom, episode 5 or episode 6, they move to Atlanta. Why in the world did Meech and Mickey go to the Flennory house to discuss killing Lamar? They, like I said, these are kids. Everything they do, they had cocaine at the mama house. They they sitting at the house. Oh man, I lost the girl I love. Like, why are y'all at the house talking about this? Do they not know B Mickey has a whole house that his mom doesn't even come down in the basement? I know Terry, he has his own place. Meech has his own place. I don't know, man. These kids, they just do a lot of nonsense. There's no way around it, you know? There's no way around it. Now, this couple here, the whole time, B Mickey's out here trying to play hero, all because he's whipped. It's nothing else you can say. Meech is about 18 years old because, like I said, Terry's a sophomore in this, so he's 15, 16 years old. They said he got a car before he was old enough to actually drive or have a license. And Meech dropped out of school, so Meech is only 2 years older than him. So that puts him at about 17, 18 years old. Towards the end of there was a lot of friction between B Mickey and Meech. I don't trust B Mickey and Meech. And Terry made him kill his woman Kato. Well, we told B Mickey weeks ago, and all of us, the viewers, we said he shouldn't be dealing with her. All she does is come over here, kiss on him, drop them drawers, and he does whatever she says. Oh, I love you, boo. Like, come on, man. Leave this alone. She had Lamar in your house on your bed, the bed that you made love to your girl in. She's been working with him, and now he's in here playing with your gun. No. Meech was 21 and Terry was 6. Nah, they not that far apart. Let me see something. Big Meech was born June 21st, 1968. T was born January 10th, 1970. So they only a year and a half apart. So if Terry was a sophomore, that means Meech was in his senior year. So they not that far apart. What, January of 70 and June? Yeah, they exactly almost a year and a half apart. So yeah, they were in school together. Meech was supposed to be a senior. He just dropped out. So when y'all looking at Mo, she got a 12-year-old daughter. So that means if Meech is 18, she had that kid when Meech was like 6 years old. The woman that was sitting on Lil Meech, Big Meech lap kissing on him when Bryant was. Yeah, you talking about Lori. That's her name. Hell, I still can't believe they got my boy Terry in school. All because of the teacher. Silly. Lori looking good too. Now, if I'm Meech, I would have been over there all the time. I would have never been at Mo's house. I'm just being honest. Like, Mo got a 12-year-old kid. I'm 18 years old. Now I ain't pulling up over there. I'm about to go over here with my kid. And plus, Lori better looking. And she ain't dealing with dudes like Lamar. Yeah, Kato had to go. I never trusted her, and I always felt like she was going to use B Mickey to try to set up Lamar, and that plan went horribly wrong. I honestly feel like if B Mickey was going to kill Kato, I would have thought he would have done it when he got the truth out of Kato, not sit on it and help her when he found out Meech. Yeah. I thought he would have got rid of her earlier. Me personally, after I seen Lamar come about the house, there's no way I'm listening to anything Kato has to say. We not kicking it. Well, we might, we might do something one more time. And then after that, I'm kicking her up out the house. But other than that, you got to get that one time and then you got to leave it alone. But B Mickey was shocked, though, when Meech was telling him. I figured she was out here, working with the ops. Be Mickey looking at her like, damn, man, how'd you know that, Meech? Kato looks like a bald eagle. Hey, Kato in real life, she nice. I ain't gonna lie to you. I seen her. I said, oh, okay, what's up, girl? But you know who really looks good? T's baby mama Wanda. Oh man, I followed her on Instagram. I actually DM'd her. Sydney Michelle, if you listening, or if you ever see this, hey, respond to that DM. I just wanted to ask you a few questions. Try to get an interview. You know, say nothing serious. But if you had time to go out to get something to drink, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'll book the flight. Don't worry about it. Hey, Monty, I ain't lying to you. All right, man, let me see. No lies here. I ain't got nothing to lie for. I thought I DM'd her. Oh, yeah, here we go. Let me see how I can turn this for y'all. There we go, Sydney. You know what I'm saying? I DM'd her. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna let y'all know what I'm talking about, and then y'all not gonna get my game. But, you know, I hit her up. Wanted to see what she talking about. Like I said, hey, that offer still stands. I'll get you the flight, get you the hotel. We'll have a good evening. The weekend, whatever you want to do. I know that Da Vinci. So, hey, come on now. Only I can talk about who look good on the show. Y'all keep that amongst yourselves. Kato shouldn't have died. She had dude nose wide open. Plus, she balanced out. But the reason that she had to go, hey, South, hey, what did I just say? Y'all, hey, y'all keep that between yourselves. Only I can talk about. Nah, I don't care what y'all talking about. But the reason Kato got caught up, who said that? Vicky. The reason that happened is because she lied. If you remember when she was in the car with Meech, she started lying about who her pops was. Talking about, oh, he's Clifford. He ran with the BK, the Black Killers. He didn't really run with that gang. And Boom is the one that told us that. So while they in the car, Meech just, you know what I'm saying, he's trying to get a feel of who she is and what's really going on. Because you remember, when the cops came, she didn't get arrested. This is when they were first doing all the bust. She, you know, took the chain off and stuff. But also, when they got called in for this murder, she's the one that committed the murder, but they never questioned her. They just let her out the jail. So he wanted to see, why is she untouchable? You know what I'm saying? But she ain't here lying. Because Meech, he talking about, oh, your dad was a guy named C Love Clifford. He ran with such as, okay. I used to hang over there. I may have knew him. The whole thing was a lie, though. Meech kept it player. A blind man could tell she was a snake. Yeah, man, she was just moving funny. And then every time they were trying to do something, and Meech put her in her place several times, talking about, you're just a soldier. When they brought over Zoe to the house, like, there was nothing that Kato was doing that was believable. The only reason B Mickey was like that, and like you said, his nose was wide open. She threw that thing on him. B Mickey got some bread, but he's like, all this money you got, you messing with the girl in the crew? Man, go get you one of these chicks that don't know what's going on, that's less likely to set you up. This whole time, Lamar is basically her godfather / uncle. Her pops work with her pops, or her pops work with Lamar. She caught a body. So Kato already got a cop. That's one thing I'm not hanging out with Kato. Kato's cool, but she came over to B Mickey's house talking about, I killed a cop. Hey, well, you need to get the hell out of here because I got a gun in here that I killed J-Mo with. You already caught a body and Lamar took the charge. It's just all kinds of nonsense here. But you got to remember, these are kids back in the 80s. So they weren't really thinking about how things are now, especially without like social media and stuff. They could move more freely. And hey, I mean, you had the ballistics, but DNA wasn't really that big of a thing back then. You really had to connect the dots. B Mickey is now going crazy now that he really hurt from killing Kato. Yeah, he real hurt. Now, if you remember at the end when he was driving and they he was doing his little flashbacks. That was the quickest flashback we ever seen. Like, he driving. He had like 3 flashbacks. Him and Kato at the Where were they at? The automotive plant with the food trucks. Them having sex. Bryant wasn't playing around with his ass. The White House, Charles' reaction about the settlement, he wasn't having it. Hey, he wasn't having it until it was, you know what I'm saying, six figures. 250? Shit, I changed my mind. Yeah, Kim, he only had 4 flashbacks. Them outside selling dope. Them having sex at the house. I bet he should have been having that flashback of Lamar coming about his house. Because I'd have been like, wait a minute. What is she having sex with Lamar in my house? What is he doing at my house? Yeah, man, he was nervous in that car. But you remember, before he got in that car, Lucille told him, hey, stay at the house. You've been drinking. Lay down for a little bit. He heard Meech in there talking to Lucille about there's no more problems. He got up and said, the hell with that. I'm getting out of here. And, of course, he riding around with that dirty gun. My era, no cameras, no DNA, no honest cops, and beginning of drive-bys. Yeah, man, them 80s was a crazy time. I was just a little one, but shit. Even in the 90s, it wasn't no street cams. We ain't had no cell phones. You ain't have to worry about nobody watching you. If they was recording, they had to pull out. If anybody was recording you, it wasn't like they could hide. They had to pull out the camcorder. He'd be like this. They recording you like it ain't no hiding back then. We going up the 80s and 90s. Them big ass cameras they had. And you had to plug that thing into a wall sometime. Because that battery was only going to last for about 20 minutes. What up, Miz? What's happening? Hey, my boy Miz out here doing skits and stuff. He about to get his YouTube up and running. I'm going to be reacting to his little skits. Bryant is doing way too much at this point. I think he's going down in the end. Well, the reason Detective Bryant is doing all that, Joyce, is because he has that J-Mo body hanging over his head. He dropped J-Mo off, so he's still connected into this. If Meech or he knows for sure B. Mickey was there. You remember when they dropped him off, B. Mickey is the one that killed J-Mo. Bryant said just rough him up. And now they got the gun. He knows for sure that Meech and B. Mickey are the ones that killed J-Mo. Now, Meech may have not been there, but that's why he's trying to tell him, I found the gun. It has Kato on it. It has J-Mo on it, but I want Meech. So what he's trying to tell him is, look, I can make this gun disappear if you can give me Meech, meaning, hey, I won't put this in the evidence. You give me Meech and the drugs, I lock him up. You walk free. Now, this is something heavy that B. Mickey's going to have to think about because that's 2 murders. With the same gun, oh man, he's going up under the prison. Blatant true. So Pat just fell off for the rest of the season, huh? Well, that's what it's looking like. I ain't gonna lie. We ain't seen Pat since he tried to bribe Bryant. Hey man, look, I got this money. You go check on Meech, man. There's some things going on over there. Bryant said, man, if you don't get up out my face, fool. What up, Jay Nicole? Still trying to understand why the father believes the money belongs to him. V-Star. The money doesn't belong to Charles, but guess what Charles thinks? They don't deserve the money. Lucille, what they put us through, they don't deserve it. This is our money. They put our house in danger. They had Nicole out here in the streets. They had Nicole in this same dirty ass interrogation room. That's our money. LeBron would have hit Bryant in the mouth. Yeah, LeBron would have hit Bryant in the mouth, and I guarantee you Bryant would have came back, and he ain't playing around with none of them. Lamar could possibly still be alive. Kato could also. Nah, Kato can't because they already confirmed her death. Now, Lamar's body was out there. But they don't deserve that money. Like, Charles, you need to chill, bro. Seriously, man. You too old to be act like that. Did we see the sister? No, we haven't seen the sister anymore since she was in the interrogation office. But let me see. What do I got? Crew gets out. But if you remember, when he was in here with Commander Beckwith, she was telling Meech, You need to give me any of the information that you have. If not, we're going to bring your sister back in and put that pressure on her. Now, what I was saying about the sister, she's a minor. It don't matter how much pressure they put on her. When you put a kid in court and they take the stand, whatever they say is what they say. They're not going to like give them perjury to the court. The kid's 8 years old. Like, I can't remember something, or the kid's too nervous. It wouldn't hold up. And that's why Meech is in there like, okay, cool. But they also dumped all of their drugs when they got arrested, though. So that's good. And we seen they needed to get all that money back. They sent her off. Did they? I thought she was still at the house. I can't remember. Meech said, I'm going to watch you suffer. And then the cops came. So no one seen or confirmed Lamar's dead. Yeah, no one seen Lamar's dead. And even Detective Bryant didn't say, okay, we got the body for Kato. They didn't say anything about Lamar being there. Not unless he was just saying, your gun only matched up to the Kato and the J-Mo murder. And then there is another body. But that could be a reason he's saying he wants to get Meech, because he knows that Lamar's body was there. They just never confirmed it. So that's one of the cliffhangers we got to worry about. Oh, hey, Joyce, Bryant gonna smoke them cigarettes all day. You see, when he came up on the porch after he arrested Meech, Lori was like, what are you doing? You can't do that. He said, get the fuck in the house. And she looking like, damn, yeah, you ain't about to be talking reckless to my dog, Bryant. Now, I've never sided with the police, but Bryant, I mess with Bryant because he a crooked cop. Now, he deserves everything he gets, and I wouldn't take the stand to help his ass. But, you know what I'm saying, I rock with him because he true to these streets. Now, we got the little guy that's working at the park and Rex. Meech used his one call. His one call. He didn't call his mama. He definitely wasn't calling Charles. He wasn't calling Pat, because Pat probably in there playing with his nose. You know what I'm saying? He calls his boy at work. Hey, man, pick up all them drugs at the park, man, at the Y. And hold them things for me. I'm like, Meech, I got you. Now, if you remember who this is, when Meech and Terry got into it about being flashy, this is the guy that was on the porch. He would say, hey, man, Meech, I'm not getting in between you and your brother's nonsense. I lived across the street all my life, man. Blatant True, you got to remember, this is the 80s. It's different. You used to be able to smoke on airplanes. So they were definitely smoking in a little office. What do they call it? The bull ring or whatever it is. Yeah, back then it was different. You could do anything you wanted, to be honest with you. Now, if y'all watch the show Queens that come on ABC, this is the girl Valeria off of there. I just noticed that when I seen the credits. So I knew she looked familiar. So she on Queens, she rapping. But this is what she did in between being a rapper and becoming old. She was a police officer. Snoop had the best and funniest role in the show. They need to give him. Yeah, Vicky, I wanted to get a background on who actually Pastor Swift was. We didn't get anything. We just knew Charles disliked him. But if you know anything about 50, what he did with Snoop was just to get him, his face in front of everybody, because 50 Cent is about to drop. Well, I won't say about to drop. They're about to start filming the Snoop Dogg Murder Was the Case. Now, I'm going to definitely be breaking that down. And they're supposed to do like a series on what happened with Snoop Dogg's trial. So that's all they were doing, was getting him into business with Starz, getting that business rolling, getting his face out there, because he's about to have his own show. Now, I don't know how they're going to do it. I know he's definitely not playing himself, but that's going to be an interesting show. And then we got the Flores twins up in Chicago that told on El Chapo. We got a lot of dope. Let me tell you something, people. We got a lot of gangster. We got a lot of dope going on. And I'm going to cover all of it. Because let me phrase this correctly. Over 10 years ago, I had one foot in the game. You know what I'm saying? Worn out. Not saying I was a big time mover. I tried to move a little bit of, weed and stuff. It didn't really work for me. So, I said, you know what? The hell with this. I'm just going to be real with you. I was young and dumb, people. I'm 36. So that was at least 19 years ago. I'm 36. So that's over 19 years ago. I'm clean now. Not saying I was a junkie. All I do is drink a little bit. I do smoke a little bit of weed, but it's legal here in California. So that's just my background. I really like B Mickey's character, but if I become, but if he becomes a snitch in season 2, not so much. Snitches end up. I don't think they're gonna have him snitch. I think he's just gonna take that charge, and what they'll do is because B Mickey, aka D Mix, in real life, he doesn't have any problems with Beach. They just got bigger and moved to Atlanta, so I don't think they're gonna label him as a snitch. If anything, he'll take that charge, Meech and them, and give him some bread, but that'll be it. You know what I'm saying? You'll probably hear him mention, "Oh yeah, we gotta look out for B Mickey. I put some money on his books," but I don't think they're gonna label him a snitch. No other roles. Am I legit now? Look, I'm semi-retired now. You know what I'm saying? I don't work. You know, I go to school full time. Got a little bit of money saved up. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm legit. I'm as legit as you can get without having a 9 to 5 and answering to nobody. Put it like that. Oh my God, you don't look a day over 36. Hell, you a lie, Imani. Thank you for that. But shit, I take this hat off. Like, I ain't, my hairline going back. I ain't got no line. Y'all can't really see it though. It's a lot of grays up here and in the beard. But shoot, I feel like 36 every day I wake up. Honestly, Miss Slick, he should have left Lamar alone. Yeah, man, Slick went out bad. When you think about the season, Slick was one of the most loyal guys on the show, and he kept it real. He used to be the man. Lamar got locked up. He kind of fell off because he didn't have no work. He went to go work with J-Mo and them because they had money, loyal to them. He got out. He helped Lamar take over 12th Street just to get killed. I still think he may be Zoe's real father. You definitely look like you're in your 20s. Oh, thanks, y'all. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got Big Meech, you got Middle Meech, and then we got Lil Meech. Put it like that. That's what y'all making it seem like I was doing back when I was younger. No, I was never on that level. What else we had? So Ashy Larry, he in here helping Lamar. Lamar running around. I thought this scene was actually cool. A little disturbing with how he was acting with the bodies, but unfortunately, that's what really goes on in real life in a lot of mortuaries. They just some weird people. But he's in here helping Lamar out, and I thought it was funny when Lamar asked for the pain medicine, and he said, "Who in here? Raise your hand if you need some pain meds." And it's all dead bodies in there. But at least it gave us some comedy in this episode. So we had Ashy Larry here. We had DC Young Fly. I didn't even look up to see what his real name was. That's why I just called him Ashy Larry from the Dave Chappelle show. And he in here. He like he really looking at Lamar like, really? What do you want me to do besides stitch you up, bro? I don't have any meds in here. If anyone comes into this mortuary, they're here for one reason and one reason only. And that's to go to the afterworld, whether it's in heaven or hell. All I'm doing is embalming fluid and getting them ready to go. Yeah, Donnell Rollins is his real name, but I'm saying I didn't know his name on the show. Let me try to find that real quick. BMF cast. Where's the IPD? IMDb. My bad, y'all. Steve Harris. All cast and crew. Cash dog. There, my boo, Sydney. I want to see if they even got DC Young Fly's name in here. But I just call him DC Young Fly's name was Saint. Okay, so he was Saint. Boom was the connect. Well, who Saint worked for. Hey, Meech checked him, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. E.R. Rodney Rowland. Alvin. Ashy Larry's name was Alvin. Alvin the mortuary. DC was Saint. Yeah, man, when I'm watching the show, I try to hear what it is, but then at the same time, I'll listen. If they don't say it multiple times, I'm not going back to look for the name unless they have a bigger role. Like I had to actually look up Commander Beckwith or Beckworth's name, whatever her name is. Beckwith, I think it is. Loyal to the end, real B Mickey. Yeah, B Mickey. Hey, your name Derek Meeks. Are you the real D Mix? D Meeks, I mean. Because B Mickey was loyal on this show. I ain't gonna lie to you. Saint. Do I got crew out? Name. Let me see. I've been trying to get like the little screenshots and stuff together for y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. It takes some time to be going back because I be forgetting where the scenes, what order they come in. We had the junkie come in. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I missed this the first time I was watching it. Where B Mickey and Meech, they were actually outside watching. You know, I'm in here trying to type up some stuff, get my homework done. But they were watching the whole time. So that's when they knew when to come in. Because my whole thing was, I thought Meech came out of like a back room. Now, this Saint guy, I'm just sorry. I can't take him serious. When I see him, it's just like, come on. I'm expecting a joke to come from. Nothing he does, I'm like, all right, he about to be serious. So he coming in here, I thought he was about to joke around and stuff. So I'm like, man, they should have gave him a punchline. Oh yeah, Vicky, I did a recap of King Richard, and then I did a little who is of Richard Williams, like a little bit more background of him before, you know, saying they showed him in the movie. No other roles. I said last week that Meech would be Mickey take her out. Yeah, that's true. And I mean, he had to. She thought she was big shit in here too. Little did she know. At this setup, she was getting set up. Shay Nicole, I'm just tuning in about 10 minutes ago, so I don't know if you already answered this, but do you think Lil Meech and Da Vinci would play? Yeah, we were having a little back and forth, and we think that they may come in for at least half the season before they move to Atlanta. That would be the best because we're kind of attached to them at this point. We don't want to just start a whole new season with a whole new cast of characters. Because think about that. If they move to Atlanta, that means everyone is going to be new. You know what I'm saying? When they get older, we're going to have an older Meech, an older T. We're going to have, well, Charles and Lucille, they may go to Atlanta. But Digital Boom is saying, you know, he may drag the season out. And he thinks that they might do 2 seasons with the younger kids. And then, you know what I'm saying, well, I won't call them kids, but at the younger age. And then go up into the older ones. Because the Meech that was laying on that bed, I'm looking at him like, Meech's hair ain't never been that long, man. Come on now. And this dude ain't got the body mass. You think Eminem will play a bigger part in season 2? If M plays White Boy Rick, I don't know how they're going to tie him in if he did play a bigger role, because at the end of the day, he was actually out here snitching, getting word from the feds. So unless Meech is saying he meets with him and then he tells him, oh, no, we good on that. You know what I'm saying? We already have a plug like Big L. There wouldn't be any reason to have White Boy Rick in season 2. I think that was just the same with Snoop being in here as Pastor Swift, and they may have something. He may have a series or something that comes out for Eminem, just trying to get him back into acting and get his face out there. Horrible on the hair. The older Meech was a hot mess. Is that a wig? Man, I've seen some pictures. I thought that dude really had like braids. I don't know, but I ain't ever known Meech to have no long braids like that. And I was just a teenager when BMF was doing big things. I mean, I used to hear about them, but shit, I ain't know what they was really doing. You know what I'm saying? I just seen the billboards and stuff when I go down there and visit my uncle. But, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you got to get it in. And I wonder whose liquor store is this? Is this something that Meech and them bought? Because we know they have the record store that they hang out at. Did anyone catch that? Like, did they say anything, or this is just, hey, where we hanging out at? Because it looked like something Pat would have owned. They got those gummy bears up there, but it's an empty store too. Older Meech has a wig on. Yeah, it's terrible though. Yeah, Lil Meech used to have braids like 2 or 3 years ago. Oh, well, see, y'all know more about them wigs than I do. I had my dreads last year. Well, it's like the third time I had dreads. I cut them off though. I said it's too hot. I feel like the younger cast could go another season. Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I said eight episodes wasn't enough, but they were just trying to get a feel of it because most of them were new actors. Well, I won't say new actors, but they never been on a large, on a large show like this. This show was number one. I don't think any of them, except for Lori's, been on the number one. I mean, of course, you had Detective Bryant and Pat. They've been in movies and stuff, but other than that, it's been a small cast. Now, we can't forget that Meech's dad on here, Charles, used to sell drugs too up in New York in 50 Cent's old movie, Get Rich or Die Trying. So we can't act like he ain't used to these streets. He knows what's going on out here. I think the story is one of the East Side where Boom is. Yeah, it's on the East Side, but I didn't know if it was anybody on the store. Because I know when Saint came in, he was like, do y'all know where y'all at? Y'all got to get up out of here. But I didn't know if anybody owned the store, you know what I'm saying? Because they were just up in there posted up. It wasn't like no workers in there. It was all 50 boys. Well, the family. Because they wasn't BMF at that time. You remember little boy here when they went to go look for Lamar? Yeah, this is the one that was on the bicycle when they tried to shoot up Meech. He ain't even give Meech no head up. He just seen this crew say, hey man, we gotta go, Lamar coming. Meech over here getting shot at. Luckily he had the security around him. But now little boy tough now though. Now I know we were all looking at the trailer like, man, little Curly had to get his back. Get his back. Man, Curly wasn't gonna do a damn thing when he went in there. You see he was in the back behind everybody. I love Charles on the movie. The hate that you get. Yeah, Charles can act. I'm not gonna lie, Charles can act. It's just the role they gave him on here, he was going out bad. The one that took off the wig, that really hit with the baby that really hit Terry. Dang, leave Wanda alone, man. That's Bay. And I'd do anything for her. Nah, I'm lying. But they came up in here. Meech kicked that door open. Hey, it's about to get ugly in here. First of all of them trying to come in this one door. If Lamar was really in there, it would have been ugly for Meech and them. He would have just been pow, pow, pow. Picking them up off. Picking them off. Let me see. Do I got that? Oh, no, I ain't even put that one together. That's my bad, y'all. I was supposed to put together a little slideshow of when they were at the house. And T came along talking about, yeah, I've been thinking maybe we start that business. You know what I'm saying? We start that business. We go on with it. Wanda said, man, you know what? I'm going to Pennsylvania. She had that salt and pepper hairstyle going. She was going to Pennsylvania with that kid. Terry was like, oh, man, don't leave. It was going to go bad. Where we at? Oh, we was at the morgue. But yeah, when they came in here looking for Lamar, It could have got real ugly. But Lamar's smooth. I told y'all he's smarter than what you think he is. You see when he asked for that favor, he say, "Hey man, let me get that, you know what I'm saying? Let me get that hearse so I can get up out of here so nobody know what I'm riding in." That was a smart move because I definitely wouldn't have thought of that. I would have kept my car. Charles is a snake. Yeah, V-Star. Charles is a snake, all right. He was going to take that money and snake his way into his own car service. Because when he pulled up, he like, ooh, look over there. They made $6,000 a week, man. We could do $100,000 a year, T. Just believe in me. T in that back seat. You know Lucille, she ain't agreeing with nothing that Charles does. So like, come on, man. But you got to think, the house is paid for. Lamar is gone. $150,000. Shit. Let me get that 150. I'll go to the courts, tell the judge. Let me get that 150,000 in cash. Take it to the house. Lay it on the ground. Homeboy was leaning in that hearse. Yeah, he was getting up out of there. That's how I be pumping. You know what I'm saying? I pull up. Skirt. Take my lovely lady on a date. That's the only positive about owning a mortuary. You know what I'm saying? You got that hearse. You could drive. You can go on dates because you can go ahead and say the expense for that gas was doing a job. You can go ahead and get that meal. Say, hey, I was taking out a client. Boy, you could put all that on the tax write-off. You know what I'm saying? Ride around the city in that. And it's least likely that you're going to get pulled over in a hearse. Cops see that? Oh, man, they mean in business. They may have a body in there. You know what I'm saying? You get away with a lot of stuff. Don't ask me how I know this. You know what I'm saying? It's just some crooked people where I grew up. You know, you see it all the time. On Sundays, we used to have this thing called Swope Park. Everybody pull up. Very dangerous place. You know what I'm saying? I never go there again as an adult. But as a kid, you know what I'm saying? Teenager, you take your car, everybody out there, guns and stuff. It used to be a crew that pulled up with this hearse. His dad owned like a funeral parlor. Yeah, it's a lot of silly stuff that you could do. Lamar riding in the Deathmobile. That's that Batmobile, the Lamar Mobile. But in the end, Lamar thought using Kato was a good idea. They talking about, you think we care about her? She's a snitch. She working with you. I mean, we don't know if Lamar is dead or not, but he got the shot right here in his gut. He already been stitched up on the shoulder. And then they show Meec shoot one more time. So we don't know where this bullet actually hits. Because Bryant hasn't said anything, but that might be why he's saying, let me get Meec. But hopefully Meec gets rid of his gun, though. You know what I'm saying? We can't have another dirty gun getting us locked up. Bill Bellamy took out Leah Long and Hearst and Love Jones. Yeah, see? You know what I'm saying? Bill Bellamy took her out in a hearse and Love Jones. If you remember, LL Cool J took out Gabrielle Union in a meat truck in, what is it? Deliver Us from Eva. So, a mode of transportation is better than nothing. Ladies, if they pulled up in a hearse, are you going out with them? Because, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's a car. And they got lay down room in the back. If y'all go to a drive-in, he could back it up. Y'all can lay it, you know what I'm saying? Let the back down, open it up. You know what I'm saying? The hearse sounds like the move. You know, put a blanket and some pillows back there. Sneak in all the food you want. Yo, who's the bodies on that gun be Mickey kept around? We got J-Mo, he's on there. And Kato right now that are confirmed bodies on there. Detective Bryant for sure confirms that those two ballistics match up. Kato and J-Mo. I'm trying to think. Has B. Mickey shot at anybody else? I'm not sure if he shot at anybody else with it. But we know those two bodies are on him. And he's always cleaning. Every time you see him. You know what I'm saying? We can't show no straps on the show. So we got to use the phone. But every time we seen him, he's cleaning the gun. She like, what is that? Oh, man, this thing got me through some hard times. But we all knew those hard times were really trouble. Get rid of that thing, man. There's no reason to keeping that. He said it's cleaning and saves gas. Gabrielle was pissed. Yeah, she was pissed, but she got in that truck, though. She got in that truck. She wanted to go on that date with a man she was attracted to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not laying nowhere dead bodies have played. No hurt stage for me. He shot the wall. Yeah, they did. They did shoot that wall up with the kid. Enjoy it. The bodies ain't playing in there. They in the coffin. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be on the floor. You good. He shot the wall with him and B. Mickey. When he has that gun, what movie is it? It's got John Travolta in it, and Andre 3000 was he was a gang member with Cedric the Entertainer, and he used to always shoot the gun. And he said, man, don't even give me a gun. You know what I'm going to do with it. That's how B. Mickey was. Every time you seen him pull that gun out, he's shooting it at something. They ran up on that kid. He shot into the wall. Meech had to pay the kid like $5,000. Come on now. Well, everybody's not out here to kill people. Some of us are nice people. 24-10. But the best part was when he laid Mickey, B. Mickey laid Kato down. He looked her in the face. She talking about, I love you. He said, I love you too, boo. Brat. Dang. She ran out like a real one. I would have took her chain off of her, though. Like, man, you ain't keeping this dookie rope. You know what I'm saying? You don't even deserve this no more. You backstabbing evil. Meech was tripping. I would have gave that little tag here, boy. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He pulled out a wad of money. I'd have probably gave him like $100. $100 back then. Shoot, it's probably like $200 almost. Shoot, make it happen. Would have gave that kid $200 to Kevin moving. But then again, knowing me, and if I was in the 80s and I was, y'all know the song, I Think I'm Big Meech, I probably would have pistol whipped the kid and just left. He ain't seen nothing. Pop. You know what I'm saying? Get up out of there. See, at least all of us are thinking the same thing. I would have took that chain off of her. Like, damn, Kato, I trusted you. Meech figured you was already working with the other side. You lied about who your dad was. Your dad was I won't say your dad was a bum, but he wasn't no loyal dude. He was working with Lamar. Anybody that worked with Lamar wasn't in their right mind, because from the moment we seen Lamar to the moment he died, Lamar was always Lamar on some wild stuff. You never could predict what he was about to do. It's like, damn, Lamar, why? Why the guy even be like this? Meech is very generous. But why Mickey take his mask down? Shit, he couldn't breathe. Y'all know how it is. We be outside with the mask on now. Any chance you get out the store. Whew. Whew. And Mickey probably had that adrenaline rush, so you know his heart was boo, 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 boo. He was like, let me take this thing down. Especially after they seen he was a kid. Mickey's nose is wide open. Hey, listen. When you about 18 years old, you get you something nice. Okay, let's not get it wrong. B. Mickey was a cute. R.I.P. to B. Mickey. I mean, not B. Mickey, but Kato. Kato was a very attractive woman. You know, B. Mickey wasn't getting none. He was out here working with Meech. They didn't have no time off to go get no girls. And you finally get something, and she's pulling. You got to understand, for a guy, for an attractive woman to be feeling you, and then she's pulling up to your spot, if she dropping the draws without even having to like ask, it's like, shoot, might as well. But yeah, that's the only thing, man. You got to watch yourself, fellas. Don't get caught up. Don't be a B. Mickey in these streets with a Kato. Lamar was hitting that chick on the bathroom floor. He got that. He had to go for that moment. Hey, I mean, but look at Lamar, bro. He got this do-rag on. He ain't got no hairline. He ain't had no haircut. Lamar is Lamar. He's going to do whatever he got to do to get by. And when you just get out of prison, I ain't never done no extended time in prison or anything. I did like the most time I ever did in jail. I did 4 days in jail. I did overnight. I was locked up in Amsterdam. I did overnight in Germany. Yeah, as long as I did was like 4 days. I did a whole weekend once. But I guess when you go in there for 2 years, you got to remember he was in the mental hospital, so they were giving him meds and stuff. He gets out, shit, I'm getting whatever I can get. No convictions though. Let's get that straight. No convictions. I was, saying detained, but ain't nothing stick. Y'all not gonna look at me as a criminal. I made mistakes as a child, as a teenager, and as a young adult. I mean, in the end, Lamar did care for Kato. If he was really crazy, he would have used her as a meat shield and bust back. But he shoved her out the way. Hell, at that point, he ain't had no option. On the right, if he would have used her as a shield, he would only been able to protect either to the side that B Mickey was on with the gun, or if he would have pulled in front, it would have been in front of Meech. But he still would have got shot. So I guess what he was gonna try to do is push, like. This is exactly what he was trying to do. When he was like this, B Mickey's to his left. He's holding Kato here. So what he did was push her towards B Mickey so he could try to shoot Meech, because he felt like B Mickey's not going to shoot Kato because, saying he's in love with her. But unfortunately, it didn't work like that. Meech is already drawn down on you. You ain't going to pull that fire if you ain't going to use it. That's what I'm saying? So Meech went ahead and pop, pop, pop. And shit. B Mickey took Kato out. She ran though. She thought she was good. Lamar ain't changed clothes in like the last 3 episodes. Hell, where he gonna change it? He broke into Mo's house. He could have got some clothes, but instead he decided to whoop her ass. I'm not laughing at that, people. I'm laughing at the Lamar not changing clothes. But he whooped her ass. He had to get up out of there, and ever since then he been on the run. Oh man, I'm not gonna talk about what I was locked up for. It was a lot of dumb stuff, Rose, but what I'm saying? Ain't nothing stick. I'm out, what I'm saying? They can't keep a real one down. Ain't that what they say in the streets? Hell, why he hoop? No, I was locked up in Amsterdam. He ain't even come bail your boy out. Yeah, why he hoop? Tell him that. Tell him why you ain't helped me out. I had your back. Nah, I'm just bullshitting y'all. But yeah, I was locked up for some dumb stuff. Lamar from the gutter, getting it how he lived. I mean, he had Mo. Look, let's be honest, people. No one's going in on Mo like that. First of all, she was messing with an underage kid that lived at home with his mama. Then she was messing with Lamar that just got out of the mental hospital and actually depended on him. Like, come on, man. No one was on her that hard this season, and she was making horrible decisions. Yeah, they did a good job with the murder scene. It was good. Everyone played their role good. It wasn't no overacting. Someone gets shot and they stumble over. Oh, they bleed out. She starts telling them, B Mickey, I really loved you. I thought we had something special. It was just, I love you, boo. Bop. I was like, damn, B Mickey really grew up. All those people were just standing around. Yeah. Look, you got these people sitting down back here. They just looking like, hey, is that B Mickey with a gun? No, man, let me finish my meal first. I paid good money. I paid my $3. Meals were cheap back then. They probably just had like 2-3 drinks, and that probably came up to like $6-7. Hell, down. You go to any restaurant, it's some hole in the wall. They talking about $12, $15, Buster. Like, damn, man, I'm just trying to have a drink and enjoy the evening. But I would have been gone. If not, I'd have pulled my gun out and got. Hell, there's a whole bunch of people out here with guns. Either that or after B Mickey laid out Kato, y'all know where I'm at. I'm getting that chain up off of her. If I'm just an innocent bystander, especially back in Detroit, you got to have some chains on. I know they were young, but why did they still live at home if they were pulling in 20 to 30 a day? Well, they were pulling in 20 to 30 a day. I don't think it was 20 to 30 profit. I mean, even if it is $1,000, $2,000 a piece a day, that's still a lot of money. Well, Meech wasn't living at home. Meech had his own spot, but then he was just on the road, staying wherever he could after they raided it. You remember Lamar went in there, and that's when Slick got shot. Terry, he was still just staying at the house, I guess, because it was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm making my money. I'm going to stack my bread up. Because you remember, Terry was also bringing in all the drugs he was getting. He was taking it back to his mama's house. And Meech would come over and they'd be talking about it in the house. Lucille came in. I mean, shoot. I guess for Meech, since he was 17, 18 years old, he could go and legally go buy something. Who was going to sell something to T? Unless it was like an apartment. I don't think someone would sell a house. Especially back then, a day, 2,000 or 3,000 was like 10,000. Yeah, I mean, they had the bread. But you know how it is. They're like, shoot, I'm going to go to the house. We got guards over here. They going to watch the house. Ain't no point of leaving. And you feel like it'll be a safer spot. Plus, you remember, no one knew where their mom stayed at. Mo didn't know. The only person that knew was B. Mickey. Kato didn't know where their mom stayed. So it was a low-key safe spot. Yeah, I would have had me a spot too. I'd have been gone. B. Mickey wouldn't have known where I lived. Kato, especially after that first shooting at the house, none of them would have known where I lived. The only person that would have knew was my brother T. And if I'm Meech, yeah, T, you the only person that knows where I live. I wouldn't even let Lori know where I live. You're not bringing a kid over there because the block is hot. Now, I do think for season 2, since we got introduced to Boom, and he's talking about he's already good and he didn't think that Meech would actually present him an opportunity, we might be able to see them. And at this point with Lamar gone, they can fictionalize the story to where they actually take over Detroit. Because we know that episode was called The King of Detroit. So what they could do is start off season 2 with boom, they got the car service. Meech is actually making all the moves within Detroit. And this is where he's actually the king of Detroit. And this could show them expanding before they actually move to Atlanta. So they could do a whole nother season out here. Now, the thing about Boom is he's the one that gave the information on Kato. Well, not directly, but when Meech was asking about Clifford, he's the one that say, oh, see Love? Yeah, I know him. He wasn't no BK. He wasn't no black killer. He ran with another crew. So Meech, that's how he knew Kato was working with Lamar. Because he was like, oh, so she wasn't telling the truth about that? They had plenty of safe houses. Did Wanda live with her mom? Yeah, Wanda was at her mom's house. Because you remember she said her uncle had got in the car while she was living at her mom's house. And then Terry did have a place, I think. Did he have a place? Or was he at her mom's house? I think he was always over her house. I don't think Wanda had her own place. Was that Boom in episode 1? Let me see. I'm going to take some more. I'm trying not to get copy strike, but I'm going to go see if that was who that was in episode 1. Let me see. Matter of fact, I could show y'all because we saying Boom 2 episodes. Yep, that was Boom. First episode. Hugged up with Lala, Markeisha. Yeah, because he's the one where Pat was telling him, hey, look, these my young guns right here. You know what I'm saying? They doing their thing. All he did was say what's up. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, Big Boy ain't even got no name. They just call him a crew member. That's messed up. He got 3 episodes. They gave Lori a name. They gave Kwame a name. They gave Darius a name. Hell, Darius got stabbed up. Hell, even Curly got a name. My boy, Big Boy, just got a crew member. Damn. They ran Flamel up out of there. He got a name. I'm tweeting 50 Cent. Hey, bro, you got to give me a name. I can't be walking around with this crew member. You know, you trying to impress somebody. What you do? Oh, I'm in movies. Okay, what movies you in? I was crew member in BMF. 2 episodes. Okay, crew member. What'd you do? Shit, nothing. I was just in the crew. Crew member. Now, y'all see Big L. She wasn't playing around. Big L is about business. Now that's. I went to her page too. I didn't follow her on Instagram, but I went to her page. She's getting married, so that's why I was a little upset. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, Big L. I still love you on the TV show. Yeah, Felipe. Big L, she meant business in this. And that's what I always seen from her. Especially when she said she wasn't going to work with Meech. Then when they met up and she said, hey, when I do business, it's cash up front. That's it. And then when he went to go talk to her at the art gallery, that's when I knew Big L was not going to, you know what I'm saying, play around with anything. Not at all. And I don't even know if y'all were paying too much attention during this scene. But when they put all the guns out, these two back here that are loading up the work, they had guns too on the back of Terry. And Terry's like, hey, Big L, look, my brother is right. He's going to be doing business. And he's actually the one that really messes with the money. I'm just coming to you because you don't want to work with him. But Big L told Meech, yeah, if you don't get your hands up off of my artwork, I ain't never seen Meech back down. So they pulled them guns on him. I don't want no problems. No problems. Yeah, Joyce. He walked in there like he owned the place and he thought he was cocky. She shut that down. Real quick, hold on, I'm gonna go get me another drink. If you're new to the channel and you like what we're doing here, we do these after show discussions every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern for about 2 hours. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna give me another drink. You guys sit right here and I'll be right back. The boys are back in town. They look good in their suits, but they look shook when them guns came out, though. We ain't gonna act like we ain't see that fear on their face. What is the procedure when you got a gun to your face? What movie is that from? Y'all don't even know. What is the procedure when you got one gun in your face? Oh yeah, you draw from the right, you get the clip, give it to him. So if I'm Meech, they would have pulled them guns on me. Wow, wow, wow. Hey Terry, we shooting our way up out of this thing. But Big L does not play around at all. It is strictly business when you come to see her, even if you're in the art gallery, no matter what. Lil Meech seemed like he about 5'8". Because Da Vinci got to be like 6'3". Matter of fact, I'm going to do Set It Off. I'm going to do a Set It Off breakdown. I want to watch that movie tonight. I'm going to do a breakdown and give individual characters. Yeah, he got to be about 5'8". Little Meech is blah 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 blah. April 22nd, April 2000. So damn, he wasn't even alive when this is taking place. Little Meech is 5'10". Dang. little guy. You know what I'm saying? So when I see him, I call him little homie. I'm taller than him. 5'8", I mean, shoot, 5'8" still short too. So what you think about the end when they brought out that new BMF chain? I'm like, okay, Meech went from just the little gold emblems to the big we iced out. He lied. He's shorter. 6 foot is tall. I don't know, man. He might be like, I don't know. He might be about 5'8", 5'9". Cause of what? I'm 6 foot. He about, I don't know. He look like he might be the same height as my brother. My brother like 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". Who knows? Today's live stream is brought to you in part by. No, it's not, man. They ain't sending me nothing, man. But you could tell Meech was a little bit hurt when he found out that his brother T is trying to get up out the game. Well, I guess it's different for him because, you know, I done been shot in the eye. I got people on my case, man. I'm not trying to lose my family. And he has a way to make legitimate money. Maybe I was tipsy, but I don't know why the end made me a little emotional. Oh, come on, Nadia. Meech just didn't want to see his little brother lead the game. When you go from making $25,000 a day to trying to, you know, move these cars around, you may make $300 a day, $500 tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Meech is telling them, bro, look, you're not going to want that money. I know how you live. We got to get this real money. Fuck with your boy, man. It's me. And I got his new chains, too. From the womb to the tomb. The womb to the tomb. Yeah, Nadia, you know it. Hey, he was low-key hurt because he's like, man, how am I going to get the connect from Big L? What am I going to do to make something happen? Because we already know she is not messing with Meech at all. Next thing Meech needs to do is get rid of that M chain. I know that's your piece, Meech, and I respect you and everything you did, but we icing it out now. We got to have that big Meechy hoe. You know what I'm saying? Bottles in the club. Supposed to be boom to the tomb. So this is what makes me think at least season 2, they're going to still have them on here. Because if they're talking about him branching off and actually bringing up the car service, we'll probably see them and still have the older Meech doing the narration. Hopefully, I like that style better anyway. Terry told Meech he was tired of the threat of getting shot and having to watch his back. I mean, that's the truth. It's a dangerous game that they live. Yeah. If you're going to play it, you got to play it to win. But I don't want to see that great value Meech. Hey, come on, y'all. Y'all got to give him a chance. Y'all didn't think Lil Meech was going to do this good. I'm going to be honest with you. With Terry, I didn't think Da Vinci was going to do that good. Because the first time I ever seen him was on All American, where he's playing Darnell. So for me, I'm like, man, I don't know how he's going to transition from I'm just going to be real, from a teenage, like, / kiddie high schooler show to being, yeah, they're in high school on here, but it's more serious and it's a realistic show. Like, well, I mean, All American's real too, but they got all that drama and nonsense that kids don't really live like that. And we get to see him play a real life role, like in the streets. So I was surprised that he, you know, saying he did a good job on here. Well, see, I never watched Grownish. I think I watched when they first branched off from Blackish to Grownish. And I said, I don't know if I can really get into this. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't seem like a show I could watch. But I be rocking with All American because, you know, it was cool. But this 4th season, I think Darnell came back 1 episode. So we seen Da Vinci. He's trying to convince Spencer to go to college. But that show is just a revolving door of Spencer not wanting to play football. At least with this, we know what the outcome of it really was. So we want to see how they put every piece into place. Yeah, Da Vinci did a great job. Him and Meech, they for them two to be the ones to carry the show, they did a hell of a job. And I think mixing them in with Lamar and Lamar doing such a good job, it actually leveled them out. And, it actually gave them the experience that they need to act, saying alongside of him. Because, hell, him being British and having to have that, act like he from Detroit, he did a good job. And for them to have two leading roles, man, you couldn't ask for anything better out of them. I don't think they did bad at all. If I had to rate him, I give Meech for his first acting. I give him like an 8.5. I don't think any new actors are really going to give you about a 9 or a 10 performance because that's damn near perfect. But for what he did to play his father and for it to be his first role, I give him an 8.5. Yeah, I thought Boom looked familiar. Lamar is British. Yeah, and see, they bringing in all these older dudes. I'm looking at them like, damn, y'all playing these high school kids. Shit, let me play a character and I can be a 3-4 year senior. I can make it happen. I'll get rid of the beard. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. I cut the beard. I got to shave every day though, because the stubs come in by the end of the day. But hell, I can play. You know what I'm saying? You can make me be a 20-year-old senior or something. I can do that. Give me minimum roles though. Let me just do like silly shit. I ain't trying to do a lot of talking on camera. At least not scripted. I'm good when I'm freestyling where I'm just on here talking to y'all and having a conversation, but trying to memorize things. Hey, you right about that, Felipe. Eminem 49 playing the 90-year-old. Well, actually, white boy Rick at that time wasn't even 19. He was more like 15, 16. He was just the youngest Meech and his youngest Terry. Matter of fact, I did the Who Is White Boy Rick. I forgot how old he was. And that's what we do over in this channel. We don't care. We get on here and Google stuff, but we don't know the answer. We not gonna act like we know everything. Oh shit! I'm talking about when was Google created. Okay, so white boy Rick was 1 year younger than Meech. Okay, yeah, so he's about 16, 17 years old because Meech's about 18. Yeah, we talked about be Mickey and that gun, but you know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to, bring up, we knew that gun was trouble. We knew from the start he should have never ever kept that damn gun. Cause what it came back to bite him? That gun. Look at him. He drunk, riding around. What he riding around with? That dirty gun. Yeah, Imani. Well, you just got to look at it. And I was talking about this the other day. Generations, they always look better and better. When the next generation comes, they always start to look better and better because it's pretty much starting to, what I'm saying, I won't say make the perfect person, but I know a lot of people, I don't really want to get into evolution and everything, but you see how things go like that. And then you see like two ugly parents can make a good looking kid because eventually everyone's going to start, well, not everybody, but a majority of people start looking better. It's a long story. Now, Nadia, you wanted to talk about B Mick. Here you go. You get drunk B Mick right here. With that damn dirty gun. He had a B Mick. He had a dirty gun and he had a dirty girlfriend. Talking about she don't want to stank up the house, but listen to it. B Mickey said, "I like your funk. I want your funk in my house." And when we get to her house, B Mickey looked at that house. He's like, damn, she wasn't lying when she said she funky and junky. I mean, everyone looked older back then. Like they had the miniature afros. They wore like the oversized clothes. It's just how it is, man. When you look at like the NBA players back then, you got NBA players that are 20 years old now. They look like kids, like they still teenagers. 20-year-olds back then, they were going through the struggle. And I guess that's because in the 80s and 90s, even if you look back further than that, when people got to about 50 years old, 45, 50, and they were grandparents back in the 50s and 60s, you like, damn, they look old. Now people are getting into 70s and 80s, and you're like, okay, now they're starting to look older. Because you'll see a 60-year-old person, you're like, damn. You don't even look 60. But that's just how it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to get into none of the science and politics and stuff. You know, some people don't want to hear that stuff, and that's fine. Nah, that gun family, look. Detective Bryant said, get your family ass up out this car and put your hands on that hood. You know the deal. And he came back and bit him. Got that dirty gun right there. And I forgot what he said the names were, but we got Catherine as Kato, and then he said even J Mo's on here. They ran ballistics. Look, they picked B Mickey up. This is how fast. This is how fast I was about to call Lamar. This is how fast Bryant is working because he's trying to clear his name up on the J Mo body with Lopez and Kato. He just arrested him. By the time he took him to go do an interrogation, he said, look, we done ran ballistics on this gun. It's got Kato's body on it. It's got J-Mo's body on it. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Brian ain't playing around. Kato house isn't the only thing that smell like fish. Hey, chill. Like, hey. R.I.P. to Kato. She went out like a real one. Nah, she didn't go out like no real one. She tried to play B Mickey at the end too. B Mickey, I love you. This is not the truth. Yeah, it's not the truth at all. But you know they got to do something for cinematic. Hey, Derek Meeks, are you D Meeks, who B Mickey is supposed to be after? You never answered that question. Now I think B Mickey is loyal, and I know the real D Mix is loyal. Hey, salute to you, brother. I know you real. I seen your story. I seen your interviews on YouTube. Now I know this whole thing is just fabricated for the show because D Meeks in real life wasn't doing no snitching, and he was cool with Meech and Terry. Hey, that's what I'm telling D Meeks. I seen your interviews, and I seen the interview you had. It was you and Pat on the couch, and y'all were talking about the relationship and how Kato was actually involved because Pat was dating her sister. So yeah, I know the truth behind it. I'm just telling the story that's fabricated that they put on the show just to make things happen. There you go, guys. If this is the real D Meeks, this is who B Mickey is supposed to be playing after. You can look up his interviews, D Meeks and Pat. But he wasn't no snitch, and he's still good with Meech and Terry. He had no issues with them. They just, outgrew the city. They went and did their own things. Thank you, brother. But Detective Bryant, his ass is trying to clear his name, though. He said, the hell with that. B Mickey, get out this car right now. Get out right now. Because we got Commander on his ass. And one thing about him being a cop, if he goes down, woo-wee, it's going to be ugly. You already got the crew laughing at his ass. So he's sitting here smoking that cigarette trying to figure out what to do. Commander's like, nah, you ain't going out here. Look at him. He mad as hell. He thought he had something too. They got these old Macintosh computers. We used to play Oregon Trail on these computers right here. Some of y'all might be too young for that. But Brian is trying to clear this up. They told him, oh no, you ain't doing no investigating. You gonna sit your ass in this office because we can't trust you to do anything correctly. Mad and on desk duty, dummy. I ain't gonna lie to you. If If I had a job and they wanted me to go out like that, I'm like, nah, let me just get desk duty. I just want to do the paperwork. I'm not trying to go out. I couldn't see me being a cop because I'm not about to arrest nobody. I'm not pulling nobody over. I'm not doing none of that crap. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be in there. And like no other role said, Oregon Trail. I'm on there and I'm picking the banker because they got the most money. We're going to go out hunting. Damn, little Johnny died because he got bit by a snake. Oh, well, that's one less person I got to worry about. We going to make it to this Oregon Trail and we going to have a lot of money stacked up. Give me desk duty. I'm not going out there. Did y'all just hear that Detective Lopez was killed? How was he killed? Man, they said somebody hit him in the back of the head with a pipe while it was raining. Oh, yeah, give me desk duty. I'm not going out there. Not with these little knuckleheads running around. No sirree, Bob. But you know they were hype as hell when they got out. Cause that's the first thing you do. You drop the guns, you drop the drugs. I ain't got nothing, officer. They gonna take you in. They gonna rough your ass up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was in DC one time. This is 2005. I was, hold on, 2005. Yeah, because I was 20 years old and I had a fake ID and I was leaving the strip club. And the cops, they thought me and my older brother, we robbed a Burger King and we were returning back to the scene. They pulled their guns out on us. We got roughed up a little bit, but you know what I'm saying, nothing happened. And back then, we already spoke about not being enough cameras and stuff. So I got the main detective's card and shit, and he's talking about you can call us. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all roughed us up and put us in a police car until they found out that, you know what I'm saying, we weren't the ones that did it, but they gonna rough you up. Let's just put it like that. There ain't no way around it. They gonna rough you up. We seen how Bryant just taking B Mickey and he threw him on the hood. So it's, you know, it's part of the game. It ain't built for us to win, but shit, we make it up out of there. Hey, y'all laughing, but I'm for real. I'm telling y'all everything. That's all facts. Nah, they ain't apologize. All they did was give me the detective's card talking about, oh, you can contact. Shit. If I'd have had some bread, I would have contacted a lawyer. And that's a true story. That's a true story. I call my mom in right now because I gave her the card when I went back home to visit her. And she can, you know, say she tell you everything, but shit. Now, this one thing I'm not gonna do is lie about anything I've done. But yeah, it's part of the game. You gotta live with it. It makes you who you are. You build character. Who else we got here? Let me see. Cause it's almost 8 o'clock and we almost knocked out 2 hours. I just be on here rocking with y'all. We got hours. Oh, we started at 6:15 today. That's why. What are y'all predictions for season 2 moving forward? Now we see that they changing up the story a little bit, but what are you guys expecting to happen in season 2? Oh, AB, that's my dog, AB, y'all. But nah, I ain't, dog. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was under the age of 21. I had my boy's fake ID. We was at the strip club. So when they pulled us over, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was shook because I was drunk as hell. You know, I was a minor, but they thought we robbed. I'm talking about we walked around the corner. We joked around about jaywalking across the street. We in DC. When I tell you, I swear to God, it was about 14 police officers. They all had their guns pulled on us. 3 cars came and parked in front of us, and then a van came from the other side. Dog, when I tell you they threw us, man, on my mom, nigga, they searching. I'm like, damn. All because I used to have the braids back then, tall tees and stuff. And I had the black, I ain't gonna lie to you, I had the black Air Forces on. But hey, you know what I'm saying? I was a little different back then. It was the good life though, man. I was out there getting it, man. The way we lived was raw. But you know what I'm saying? You live and you learn. But I ain't care. Hell no, I wasn't cutting my braids. Let me see. So I'm gonna find you something because you don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't believe your boy. Y'all were in there making it rain, Burger King money in the strip club. Oh man, nah. See, that's the thing. I worked with the Department of Interior back then, so I used to travel to Native American reservations, and our headquarters was in D.C. So that's why we was out there working. But I had, yeah, from 18 to 24, the 6 years I did work there, I had legit money. So I was making it happen. Serial killers, files, AK. Nah, man, come on now, y'all playing me now. You know what I'm saying? I was clean, tall, teed up. But y'all had legit money. It was just they didn't want to see me winning. That's why I told you. You got Big Meech, you got Meech. You're saying Middle Mo Meech. That was me, and then you had Lil Meech. Life was good back then, though. I'm Detroit born and raised, and it was known fact that the cops rough. Yeah, man, the cops. So I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, and believe it or not, there's a lot of hood stuff that go on out there, man. We had it bad too. A lot of unnecessary stuff happened, but you know what I'm saying, we made the best out of it. Let me see something. Straight up at that water. See, now we over here and y'all going in on me. We supposed to be talking about BMF. Y'all got me reminiscing when I was just a young boy, still playing with my toys, hanging out with the guys until I realized, baby, stop running around. That was me right there with the braid up. I told you, middle Meech Mo. You know what I'm saying? I had the braids, everything back then. I was out here. I was getting it. Young wild kid. You know what I'm saying? That's my little brother. Everything's better without social media. Yeah, man. When there wasn't no social media, you could wild out. You do what you needed to do. Wasn't no problems in the streets. I don't know if y'all can hear my dad in there, but he going off because the Steelers lost. But yeah, I had trauma in my life. You know what I'm saying? I wish show y'all the picture. I got in a car wreck when I was little too. Like my head's all messed up, but that's why I always had hair. But I'm not gonna show y'all. It's a little disturbing. I'll just show you what I looked like when I got out the hospital.